And 3, 2, 1, action. Well, hello and welcome. I hope you are enjoying the Google site thus far. The reason I've taken this time to talk to you in a bit of a different format, almost a podcasting-like format, is that I began to realize through this project that my focus, and necessarily so, of this research was quite narrow. I'd spent a lot of time looking at how art and history interact and the various ways in which a teacher might create an authentic learning module in this setting, that I hadn't really expanded my thinking beyond that to think about the ways in which the different learning areas and subject specializations within the New Zealand curriculum might contribute uniquely to an authentic learning experience. One of the things I began to realize was that each subject, and beyond that each learning area, has unique contributions to make in a student's learning journey. There are simply things that the PE and health learning area bring to the table which other subjects and other learning areas do not. And that got me thinking about the unique contribution that my subject, history, has to make to the various and sundry learning areas it might be connected with in a cross-curricular learning setting. As I pondered this, I began to think that the answer must be history's contribution of contextualization. History contextualizes so many of the other learning areas and subjects and brings them to life in a way that simply would not be possible otherwise. As I thought about this, and I thought about the different permutations that exist when you think about how many different learning contexts could be created by combining one or more of the different learning areas, the number is nearly infinite. You could come up with dozens and dozens and dozens and quite literally hundreds of different learning areas, learning contexts for students to enjoy. And as I thought about this, again, I thought that the recurring theme of what history brought to the table was contextualization. And I just want to explain briefly what I mean by that. If history, for example, was paired with the mathematics learning area, and you were learning about various mathematical theories, ways to solve problems, the different approaches people have taken, history alongside that learning area slides right in beside it and allows students to see the history and the context in which, let's say, the Egyptians developed their mathematical formulae, and allows them to see that it was not something that was created in a vacuum. It allows them to understand that the Egyptians would have formulated these ideas and theories in a very different world than we live in today, in a very different technological environment. It allows students to understand the period, the movements, the socio-political, economical context of a piece of literature. It allows the English teacher to spend more time engaging critically with the text, and the history teacher to come alongside and say, okay, why do these people think the way they do? Why was this piece of literature able to be written here and not 50 years before or 50 years afterwards? History allows students to understand in the science classroom the different factors which gave rise to scientific discovery and the consequences of that discovery afterwards. Worthwhile learning opportunities are abundant when you look at the way that history can assist and aid the study in different learning areas. And again, I believe that this is possible, for each learning area uniquely has this ability to do something which no other learning area can do. I've just chosen to focus on history because that is my area of somewhat expertise. But the way that these learning areas can work together is powerful as we look forward to the cross-curricular opportunities we have in the future.